might have. All right, so again, hopefully you can all see my screen. I'm at the BidCentral login screen. I'm going to use, I have just a test account that I'm going to log in with. If you don't have a login, just let me know. I can get you set up. And I'm going to get logged in. Okay, so now that I'm logged in, we're going to see the dashboard. The dashboard shows me things that are basically related to projects that I'm following. So I've got my project calendar here, which shows me in orange which projects are closing, and then in blue which ones have site meetings. And then underneath that, we've got a news section where we keep you up to date on all things that are happening at BidCentral and BCCA. My invited projects, this is a list of projects that I've been invited to, and I'll show you how to get your company profile set up so that you can get those invites. My project updates, this just shows you, projects that you're following that have addenda updates or the closing dates changed, or their site meetings, things like that. So any updates to projects that you're following will show up in here. And then here's just a list of open projects that I'm following. Opportunity matching. So this is a service that we offer that allows you to put in keywords for the types of projects you're looking for. So I don't know, let's say you're an electrical company and you're looking for electrical projects. You could put in lighting, wiring, solar, PV, all those types of keywords for the types of projects you're looking for. And then we'll actually go out and scan through all the new projects that were added in the past 24 hours and scan all the documents so you don't have to go through them all. Scan them all for these keywords and then let you know if any projects have matched your search criteria. So if you don't have time to log in every day and search through all the projects, you can just set up opportunity matching and then get email notifications, and then they also show up in here as well. And I'll show you how to set up your opportunity matching keywords in just a few minutes. Underneath that, we've got product matching. This is a similar thing to opportunity matching, but this is more geared towards manufacturers and suppliers. So if I was, say I sell generators and I sell diesel generators, I'm going to put diesel generator and the makes and models of the generators that I sell. And so if projects get added that have those makes, models, brands of generators, then I'm going to get notified about it. The other thing I can do too is I can put my competitors' brands in there as well. So if a project gets posted with a brand of generator that I don't sell, I can still get notified about it and then see if my product can get listed as an alternate. So that's the my product matching. And then lastly, you've got bid results, and these are projects that have closed and been awarded, and you can see who they've been awarded to. So that's the dashboard. It's just a real quick snapshot of what's kind of happening with projects you're following. Again, if there's any questions at any point, feel free to jump in and just hit me up on chat or the Q&A. So moving on now, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to go in and actually search for projects. This is where you'll be doing probably most of your work, is under projects and then project search. So on the project search page, all the search filters are listed on the left-hand side. You've got a bunch of searches, pre-made searches in here that you can select, or you can create your own as well. Looks like we've got a question already. Okay, so yeah, I got a question here that says, for product matching, is it still keyword matching or UNSPSC classification codes? Good question, Pierce. Yeah, it's keyword search. So for example, like a good example I like to give is if I sell Moen faucets, I'm going to put Moen in there. And so then if Moen gets listed in the spec sheets, then I'll get notified about it. But you could also put UNSPSC codes in there as well, if they're typically referenced in the spec sheets or in the projects themselves. So I guess the answer is you could use both. And then underneath the save searches here, you've got keyword. So this is where you can do a keyword search. You could type drywall, lighting, electrical, whatever keywords you're looking for. Underneath that, there's a little tick box here that lets you do a document search. So when you do a basic keyword search, it's going to search the project title, it's going to search the project description, but usually they can be, well, sometimes they can be quite vague, so you don't always get as many search results. Whereas if you tick this box to do a document search, it's going to scan through all of the tender documents and scan for that specific keyword. You can do a search by city and also by zone here. You can see that we've broken up the projects into 4 main regions around the province. So you can search, if you're just looking for projects on Vancouver Island, you could just tick Vancouver Island, or you could just leave it blank and it's going to search everything. If you search my projects, that's just going to search projects that are your favorites. So if you're following a project, then that will let you search those, or you can just search all open projects. Now under advanced search, this is a feature for BidCentral premium customers. You get an advanced search here that lets you search by date created, closing dates, various different date ranges. You can search by classification of work here. You can search by different owner types, so if you specialize in healthcare projects, you could just search through healthcare owners. So you can drill down by that. The other one here, this one's really important, is the stage. So by default, it loads open tenders. So these are projects that are open for tender right now that you or a GC or someone can bid on. We do have a bunch of other stages here, and I'm going to run through them in a moment. So yeah, check out the stage section. You can also search by procurement types and funding types. And if you leave them set to blank, it will search everything. Okay, so if we leave everything as is right now and just hit search, it's going to pull a list of all the open projects that we have. So we've got 355 open projects right now that are open for tender. You can do a keyword search to drill down into more specific keywords. Let's just say electrical, and then it will do a search again in the project title and project description for electrical. If you did a document search, it's going to scan through all the documents. So we've done a search here for electrical. You can see in the search results, you've got the project number, title, and a bunch of other fields here. One of the fields I've added, this button on the right here lets you toggle the different columns in your search results. One of the ones I like to add is the bidders column, just to see which projects have bidders in them. So if I'm a subtrade, for example, I'd be curious to see which projects have GCs that have listed themselves as bidders on these projects. Now, if I jump into a project, to view a project, you can click on the little eyeball or just double click anywhere in the row, and that will take you straight into the project. So looking at this project, you've got the project title, you've got the closing date here, some more information about the project here. You submit your bids they're using a platform called Bids and Tenders. So you click on that link to go through and submit your bid. This one had a site meeting that happened earlier today. And then you've got some description here of what the project's about. If you go to project contacts, you can see who the project contacts are. So this is the owner of the project and the specific, the relevant contact there. You've got architects here, some consultants. So lots of really good information about who the contacts are for this project if you've got questions. Over in the documents and addendas, you can see all of the information in here. Got the addendas and the bid form and all that is all listed in here. Now, if we jump into the bidders tab now, you can see who the companies are that are listed here. So we've got some plan takers here. So if I'm a subtrade, I'd be looking at these GCs here, and these would be the people that I'd be reaching out to offer them pricing. The other thing you can do in this page as well is you can hit I'm bidding. So if you click I'm bidding, you can list yourself here as a general contractor, manufacturer, supplier, or trade contractor. So depending on what your company does, you can select that. And then it's going to ask you if you want to display your contact information. You can hit yes to that. And then it's going to ask you if you want to follow the project. You'll probably want to follow it, so keep it checked. And then hit save. And now give it a refresh. And now you can see that my test company here, Addlestone Construction, is listed here as an interested bidder. So this doesn't mean I'm bidding on the project. I've just registered my interest in bidding on this project. So this does a couple of things. One, It lets the general contractors know that I'm interested in this project. So they're going to be looking at this project and seeing my company here, and then they'll be reaching out to me for pricing. So I always recommend hitting I'm bidding if you see a project that you know that would be a good fit for what you do, even if you're a sub trade and you're not directly bidding on it. So the GCs are going to see this, they're going to see my company here, and then they're going to give me a call and ask me for pricing. The reason why I know this works is because I always forget to remove myself as a bidder, and I end up getting phone calls from GCs all the time asking for pricing. So I'm going to do that now. And then the other thing is, the other reason you'd want to do it too is it's just free advertising for your company. It's just another place where you can, list your company and people can discover you. So like I said, always recommend hitting I'm bidding if you find a project you like. And then if we click back to the project search, then we can go back and do another search. So that's what the project page looks like for open projects. If some projects, for example, won't tell you directly where to submit the bid. You have to go through the tender documents, and then the documents will actually show you where to submit your bids. But usually it's either the link on that page, or you can download the docs. If we do a document search, let's just show you what that looks like. So we'll do a document search here for electrical for all open projects. This can take a moment. It's again scanning through thousands of documents right now, so the hamster wheel is turning. While this is searching, I'll describe to you a little bit where our projects come from. So think of BidCentral really as an aggregator of projects from around the province. So we have projects that come in from BC Bid, we have projects that come in from municipalities, from school districts, from public owners from around the province. We also have projects come in from other bidding sites such as Bids and Tenders and Bonfire and all these other platforms. Their projects get sent over to BidCentral. Also, in addition to that, we have our own members that are actively using BidCentral to post projects and invite companies to bid. So yeah, like I said, we're really just an aggregator of construction projects. Okay, so the search is finished. It's found 54 records, and you'll see this column here called keyword density. So the keyword density shows you how many times the phrase electrical shows up in the documents. So obviously, the higher the number, probably the more relevant the project. So if we just jump into this project, for example, and then go into the documents and addendas, you can see all the information here. One of the handy things I like to do is actually just do a keyword search here called if I could type electrical, and it'll actually search through all the documents and it will tell you which files have that keyword in it. So especially good for those really big projects, the 300 document projects with 800 pages per document. So you throw your keyword in there and it will tell you what file has your keyword. And then if you expand that, it will actually show you whereabouts in the document the keyword is. So again, super handy for those big files when you're searching for a specific phrase or a keyword. So that's the document search. So I'm going to jump back now to the stage. So again, right now we're looking at open projects. There's a couple other ones I want to show you guys. So the next one is pre-bid. So pre-bid projects are projects that are coming down the pipeline. They've been announced, the funding's been announced, and it's going to be coming, but it's not open for tender right now. Pre-bid projects are really good for you to get a jump start on what's going to be happening, and then gives you an opportunity to engage with the with the owner at a very early stage. So companies like manufacturers and suppliers, they could engage with the owners to get their products kind of spec'd in to the design. It could be good for architects and consultants, to maybe the owners haven't picked an architect or consultant yet for the project. It's good for general contractors as well, because you guys know that project's going to be coming up soon and they're going to need GCs, so you can reach out to the owners as well. And it's also good for the sub-trades as well. You can reach out to the owners and see if they have a pre-qualification system to get yourself listed as a pre-qualified sub-trade. So I'll show you what one of these looks like. If you double click on it again and jump into it, then you can see this one's in the northern region. It looks like a road rehabilitation. $2.3 million. So it gives you kind of a bit of an overview of what the project entails. There's going to be no documents, because there is one here. I take that back. Mostly or typically there's not tender documents. There could be like an announcement of the project. So that's a really good one there. And then project contacts. You've got the contact information there of the contact. So again, depending on what your company does, if this one looks like it's going to be ripping up and repairing roads. So if I was, say, I don't know, an excavating company, I'd reach out to them and see, do they have plans for, pre-qualifying those types of trades, or I don't know, landscaping, finishing, those kind of things. I'd reach out to the owner and let them know about what I do, and then see if I can get listed there as a pre-qualified trade. So that's the pre-bid projects, and we've got tons of really good projects. We've got a team of people here that are scouring the web, scouring the news, scouring everywhere to find out about what pre-bid projects are happening, so that you guys can get a jump start on those projects before your competitors. So that's the pre-bid. The other stage you'll want to check out is we've got building permits. So they're listed down here at the bottom. So select permit and then do a search, and then this is going to load all the building and development permits. So we hook into all of the, well, not all of them, but lots of the municipalities from around the province, and bring in their building and development permits and put them here on our site. So the permits are really useful for companies that are looking for imminent work. If I was, say, I don't know, a drywall company, or I would look through, and you do tenant improvement type work. A lot of that is listed in here. So let's just grab this one. So when you look at the permit, you've got it's a building permit in North Vancouver. You've got the address, the budget, pretty good size budget. It's an alteration to a non-single family building, so it's probably a tenant improvement. And then you've got the building contractor here. So this is really helpful, so that you can reach out to this company and say, hey, I see you're doing this project on 2008 Fullerton Avenue. I do drywall, I do electrical, I do landscaping, I do, whatever. Everyone's looking for trades right now. So if you're a sub-trade and you're looking for work, this is a really good place to find work that's happening like imminently. So yeah, those are the building permits. Again, we have permits from all around the province, lots from the Vancouver area, but we also have permits on the island and southern interior. So yeah, there's lots of really good information in there. And again, using the building contractor that we list in there, that would be the people that you'd call. And of course, while you're speaking to them, you can ask them if they've got other projects as well that they need, your services. So to recap, you go through the pre-bid projects to find out what's kind of happening. It's going to be happening in the future. You've got the open projects, which are showing you what are open for tender right now, and then you've got the building permits, which will show you pretty much what's happening right now. The other stage you'll want to check out here is the awarded section. So if you change the stage to awarded, this will show you projects that have recently closed and been awarded, and you can see who they've been awarded to. So if we jump into this one, for example, and then jump over to the bidders tab, you can see here there's a known bidder. That's the company name, that's their information, and that's the awarded amount. So you know that this is the only, even though it's the only company listed in here, under the awarded amount, that shows you how much the awarded bid was. So that would be, who you'd call. I don't know, say you do, if you are a manufacturer, supplier for roofing products, and you can see that this company has won this project, then you'd be giving them a ring and letting them know about what you do. So that's the awarded as well. I'm just going to pause there. Are there any questions so far about this? Okay, if you do have any questions, I'm going to stay on the line after the call, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is, so we're going to leave the projects area now, and I'm going to show you how to go in and set your company profile up so that you can get notified about relevant projects and you can get invited to projects. So in the top right-hand corner, you're going to click on your name and then jump over to account. And this is going to take you into your user profile. In here, you can change your name, your last name. You know, if you don't want to get those nightly emails, you can just click that and it will opt you out of the emails. You can change your password in here as well. Now, under My Companies, you're going to see your company name, and then there's going to be an orange button here that says Edit Company Profile. So if you click Edit Company Profile, it's going to take you into your company profile. I recommend going through this, make sure all your information in here is correct and up to date, because this is what people are going to see when they're inviting you to bid, when they're looking you up in the directory, you know, all that kind of stuff. So go through and make sure you've got the right email here, your website address, and all that stuff, phone number. Under user information, this is all the different user accounts. So you can add as many users in here as you like, remove any old ones. And to add a new user, just click that, type in the person's name, email address, title, and then you'll want to tick these two so that they show up in the directory and they show up in, they can receive bid invitations. And so once you've added your user, hit save, and they're going to get an email with a link to set up their password. So that's the user information. The next one here is business category. So go through and select all the relevant categories for what your company does. If you want to use the product matching service that we offer, then you've got to tick this box here for manufacturer supplier. Service regions, make sure you select all the regions that you work in. The reason why this is important is because when people are using invite to bid, they're going to use this the service regions to narrow down their search to find companies. So, I've got Vancouver Island South in here, and so my company will show up when people are doing searches for companies in the southern Vancouver Island. Labor type, fill that out. Classification of work, you can go through those and select those. But section 8 here is an important one, categories. So you can see under categories, I've got these ones selected. If you click in just an empty area in this box, you'll get 2 drop downs here. This is a bit tricky, but you'll see this little gray arrow here just to the left of construction. If you click that, it's going to expand all the other division codes. This one kind of trips people up from time to time. So remember to hit that little gray, really hard to see, really hard to click arrow. Yeah, try and click that, and then it will expand it so that you can then see all these other options. So go through and select these different categories that correspond to what you do. And again, this is important because I've got masonry selected here. So if there's an owner or a GC that's looking for a masonry company on southern Vancouver Island, because I've got that selected and I've got that selected, now my company is going to show up. Underneath that, you've got matching keywords. So these are all the keywords that I've put in for what the types of projects I'm looking for. So say I want to do, I want to add generator. So you just type the word in and then hit enter, and then you'll see it goes green. Even though it's gone green, you do have to remember to hit save down at the bottom to save the changes. So now that I've added this word generator, what's going to happen now is in the evening, our system is going to scan through all the new projects that have been added in the past 24 hours and all the new addendas that have been uploaded. And it's going to scan all those documents for all these keywords. And then if any projects have these keywords in it, then it's going to show up in the email that we send out. Also, it will show up in my dashboard as well. And then the same thing here for product matching, like the examples I gave you there, Moen, faucet, sink, and then soil and gravel. I do a bit of everything. So put your keywords in just the same as above, and then our system will scan through all the documents and match you up with those projects. Section 9, notifications and dashboard settings. So go through and select the different areas that you want to get notified about. If I'm based on the island and I don't really venture outside of the island, I would just uncheck those other boxes. So I just get notified about projects that are on the island. Whereas if I want the whole province, I'm just going to select everything. And then underneath that, public directory. So tick this box to have your company show up in the directory, and I'll show you guys the directory in just a moment. But tick that box and then go through and fill out your company profile here. Business description, associations, any projects you've worked on, social media links, Facebook, Twitter, I think there's LinkedIn as well. Yep, LinkedIn. Licenses, union affiliations, and company logo. And then once you're all done, hit save, and then the directory will get updated within a couple hours. So that's the company profile. Again, just to recap that, to access it, you click on your name, go to account, and then look for that edit company profile button. So I highly recommend all of you, once you jump off this call, to log in to BidCentral and double check your company profile to make sure it's all set up properly. So that's the company profile. Any questions on that? Okay. The next thing I'm going to show you now is the new tool that we've been developing is the directory. So to access that, you go to directory.bidcentral.ca, and you can log in using your BidCentral login. So the same Planroom login that you log in with, you log in to the directory with. So I'm just going to log out of my admin account, and I'm just going to log in here with my Gmail account. So you'll see a link to up at the top here as well for directory. Okay, so in the directory, you can search through any company that's listed in BidCentral that has the checkbox ticked to have their company show up in the directory. So in my company profile, I've got this box ticked here so that my company will show up. So you can search by keyword. So that will search a company's name. It will search their business description. It will search their division codes, like the categories that they selected, as well as their opportunity matching keywords. You can also search by company name, by city, by business type. So if you just wanted a list of all the general contractors, you could you just click that and leave everything else blank, and then get a list of all the GCs in BidCentral. You can also drill down by all these other different filters here as well. I'm going to do a search here for electrical. So if I'm looking for electrical subtrades, I would go in here and search for that, and then it gives you a list of all the companies in here. All of our BidCentral premium customers get listed first alphabetically, so you can see all these great companies here, and then after that it's the non-premium customers sorted alphabetically. So it's another great reason to be a BidCentral customer, either with us directly or through one of the construction associations. Okay, if we click on, I'm just going to click on this company. You can see that they've done a great job here of filling out their company description, their company features. They've got their service regions all set. They've got all their business categories here set, their different division codes, got their company tags and their location here on a map. And over here on the right-hand side, you've got their address, their email address, phone number, fax, website. And then here's the really good stuff here. You've got all the company contacts, so their name. If you click show info, it will show you their title, their email address. And so what you can do from here is you could add these people into your address book, just like that, just like that. The other thing you can do too is, so if you're a project owner, so if you have a project that you want to invite them to, you could hit invite to bid, and then you can select, whether it's your own project that you've posted on BidCentral, or any project on BidCentral, or any project from anywhere else. You could invite them from, if you're using a completely different platform, I don't know, Procore or something else, you could invite them to your project from there. So if you select this option, it just lets you put the title, the link to the project, closing date, closing time, and that will send them an email with an invite. So it's super linked into the directory is hooked into the invitation to bid. It's hooked into the BidCentral Planroom, and it's also hooked into myPlanroom, which is your own private plan room. Any questions on the directory so far? We'd love your feedback on this. This is something that we've been building for a while, and really excited to share it with you. So if you see anything that doesn't look right, or anything you'd like to see added, just yell and we can add that for you. The other thing you can do here as well is you can go through and you can add companies to your favorites. So if you have a list of companies that you like to do work with, you can add them to your favorites, and then under my accounts you'll see my favorites, and this shows you a list of companies here. So probably the first thing you're going to do when you go to the directory is probably look up your company. So I'm going to go to my company here, and then when you go and load your company, it's going to say, hey Adam, you're part of this company, do you want to update your company profile? So if you push yes to that, it's going to take you back to the BidCentral Planroom, and then when you log in, it's going to redirect you back to your edit company page. So you can also get to your company profile from the directory by just looking up your own company. And so again, you can make any changes to here, and then once you've made those changes, within a couple of hours, they'll be live on the directory. You can also access your address book under myPlanroom. Go to address book, and here's a list of all the people that I've added into my address book. You can see David and Barry. I just added those a couple of minutes ago. In my address book too, I could actually select all these people. You can select them all and invite them to my project. So let's say I've got a new swimming pool that I'm building. I can invite all these people now to my project. They're going to get an email from me where they can either click yes, they'll submit a quote, or no, they won't. And then hit send message, and then it will send that invite. You can also go through and edit your contacts in your address book. So let's take David here, for example. We could put David here into our A1 group. So I could, I've got a list now of all my A1 contacts, so I can just invite those people to the project. So that's my address book. The other thing I'll show you under my Planroom is how to actually go through and post a project. So if you go my Planroom and then post a project, this will allow you to post a project onto to my Planroom. So by default, the project's private, meaning only the people that you invite to the project can see it. But then you can also push it to BidCentral as well. So it's going to ask you what type of project, either an open tender or request for pre-qualification. And then will this be posted on BidCentral or keep it private? And then if you hit public, it's going to ask you whereabouts in the province the project's located, and then hit next. And then you can fill all this out here, and project title, closing date, all this kind of stuff. Scope of work, just a brief description of what the project's all about, and the files and folders. You can upload files in here, create folders. So basically, it alleviates the need to have to use Dropbox or FTP servers or any other clunky systems like that. So if you do have projects and you're looking for sub-trades, or if you're a sub-trade and you're looking for sub-trades, you can use BidCentral to post your project and then invite people to bid. And once you've posted your project, it will show up here under my projects. And then if I click on view project, this is what it looks like. So it looks very similar to the BidCentral Planroom. So that's really just a sneak peek of the myPlanroom. If you are interested in that and you want to get a more in-depth look at it and want to give it a try, just send me a message, and I would be happy to schedule a one-on-one call with you there, and we can go through it in more detail. But yeah, this will be launched hopefully within the next month or so. The directory should be live hopefully in a couple of weeks, but you can access it now if you want to check it out. Again, the link to that is directory.bidcentral.ca. Throughout the BidCentral site, you'll see this little chat box. If at any point in time you ever have a question or you're bored and want to send me a message, click on that little chat box there, and you can always send me a message or a question. And usually I'm around during business hours to answer any questions you've got. So that is pretty much it. I'll leave it there. You guys can stay behind a little bit longer if you have any questions, or if not, I will let you enjoy your Thursday afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this helpful and useful. And again, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to stay on the call and send me a message. Otherwise, have a great day. Okay, so we've got a question here. Projects that I post privately and invite people to, do they need to be premium members? No, they don't. So any private project that you create and you invite people to, they'll have full access to all the documents and all the features to that particular project. They do need a BidCentral login to access it, but just a free account will do. They'll have full access to that project. How much do the new features cost? They are totally free. Yeah, if you're a premium customer already, whether that's through one of our construction associations or BidCentral directly, these will be added at no extra charge. Down the road, there will be we will have to add taxes, additional taxes, PST and GST, but that will be coming at some point in the future. But there'll be no extra cost for the features now. Alrighty, I'm going to type my email address here into the chat box just in case anyone has any other questions. And my cell phone number. Okay, well, I'm going to sign off then, and thank you all for your time, and have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.